preserving old buildings. I think people long for a time in this crazy society for something simpler, more sanguine, and more relaxed. So I think they see the hotel with all of its many attributes as a place of refuge.
Well, this is a big day for Council District 3 and really for the city of San Diego, because Lafayette is a beloved piece of property in Council District 3. And what we're doing today is not only helping to renovate, but also to restore it. It's a historic property, has a long and storied history, and it's just loved by everyone in the community, which is shown by the large turnout we have today of community activists.
What role did your office play in the success to date?
Well, I worked with our city's redevelopment agency to identify $2.4 million of redevelopment tax increment to make the investment here for the overall $4 million renovation. This is a wonderful investment from the taxpayer's perspective because the increased transit occupancy tax will come back to the city, really paying dividends for many, many years to come. So not only do we get to preserve an important property, restore a jewel to the community, but also increase the tax base for our city, which will help us provide more essential services throughout San Diego.
That is the original terrazzo floor that was in here, and it is just beautiful. So I hope...
This hotel since 1946 has been the center of community activities for large class reunions, large weddings, a lot of large events, 200-300 people. We had a program here 3 years ago where we had the Temptations, the revival group. Here in the Mississippi room, we had over 300 people. There was standing room only. We had to turn away people. People in this community are anxious to have those kinds of events that are special. And it was the opening scenes of Top Gun were filmed there when Tom Cruise sang to Kelly McGillis, "You've Lost That Loving Feeling." And the bar was all full of young natives. It's just a private venture. It's been a public-private venture, and the mayor's message to us is that public-private relationships work. Just assuming that the government should do everything is a misnomer. There's great opportunity for the public and private people to work together.
We have just entered into the Mississippi Room, which is one of the major jewels of this entire historic hotel complex. The Mississippi Room is part of the original 1946 main hotel building. This is the most character-defining feature of this room. So you see that it is constructed of plaster, all hand-formed plaster, and flanked on all sides by ornamental ceiling molding, as well as these pairs of historic pilasters here.
Lafayette is really significant. It's one of the last historic places along El Cajon Boulevard in San Diego that's still intact. And it was a big hideout and hangout for the TV and movie stars in the 1950s and 60s. And as you can see why, it's a spectacular setting to get away from Hollywood and to come down and enjoy San Diego. The hotel, and this is their famous pool that Johnny Weissmuller designed for the hotel. And at one time it was the largest swimming pool in Southern California. And it's featured in actually two of my paintings.
I don't think there's any reason why this hotel cannot be a hugely successful boutique hotel in San Diego and this region. It has all the bones necessary, all the attributes. If it's processed right, if it's developed properly, you could see today the vast community support.